Hi, Studio Art kids. I am going to give you your last project of the year. So this will be your final project. I'm going to explain it in this video. So for your final project, you guys are going to create a photo story. Okay, so a photo story is a collection of photos, or think of it as a collage of photographs that you've taken that explain a topic. So on the handout that you're seeing in this video, it's going to say to create a photo story on your life quarantined, but you don't have to necessarily pick that topic. It could be a photo story based on other topics as well, and I've listed a few on the handout, such as you can follow your pet or your sibling or a parent around for the day, taking photos of things that they do. You can go on a nature walk and take photos of things that you see that are interesting to you or that create interesting shapes. You can photograph your routine. So maybe you've come up with a new routine now that you guys are mostly home all day. Okay, what does that look like? You can include yourself in the photos, or you can take photos of objects that maybe explain your day. Okay, so these photos in your photo story should relate to one another somehow, or should tell a cohesive story. Okay, so that means that they just all connect in some way. When you're thinking of these photos, okay, before you start taking them, I want you to think about a unique perspective or angle. So maybe you get high above, so stand on a chair, or just put the object on the floor and stand above it to take an interesting picture. Maybe you're lying down on the ground and taking a unique picture. Okay, really think about the way that you're holding your phone or your camera in order to get a unique perspective. That's going to make your photos more engaging and more unique, okay, rather than just taking a boring photo. Okay, you really want your viewer to be engaged in some way. You want to draw them in, and by using a unique angle, that's a way that you can do that. Okay, so your photo story should include at least 9 photos. Okay, and again, you can use more than 9. I chose 9 just because it fits in a grid nicely, which will be part of your assignment as well, as to kind of grid them or collage them. Okay, so I set up examples in photos.google.com. So Google kind of has its own like photo editing site, which you guys can use. Or if you know of another way to collage photos, like I know you guys are probably all Instagram users, you can use that way that you know of to also collage and edit the photos. Okay. If you are going to edit them before you arrange them and collage them, you might want to think about them all looking similarly. So for example, like the photo that I have on the handout, all of those photos are in black and white. That makes them cohesive. Okay, if some of them were in color and some of them were in black and white, they might not connect as well as they do in that example. They might also give a different mood. So that example on the handout shows a student who lives alone, and a lot of his photos just show himself either like as a silhouette or in a busy scenario or setting. So it kind of focuses that loneliness feeling just from the black and white color scheme and the strong contrast that's created in those photos. So think about your color scheme and how you're editing your photos before you collage them, because you're going to want them to also connect in that way. Okay, if you're going to like turn the saturation up or make them all really bright in colors, or make one photo bright in colors, for example, you're going to probably want to make all of the other photos also bright in color. Okay, just so that all those 9 photos connect. So follow those instructions on photos.google.com. It basically just shows you how to collage them in a grid, almost as if they're stacked. Again, you can use a different app or site that you know of if you don't want to use photos.google.com. You just need to be able to download the collage afterwards so that it's high quality. Okay, so, and by that I mean that it's just not blurry when you upload it. Okay, so after you collage them, you're going to submit them on Google Drive, just like we've done with all of our other assignments. And you're also going to include a summary of your photo story. So basically, as if you were going to write a caption under your photo. Only this summary should be a little bit more lengthy than just a caption. So you can actually write this summary in the comment section on Google Classroom when you're submitting your piece. Okay, and in that summary, you're going to include what you photographed. Okay, you could explain it as a whole, or you could explain, in photo 1, I did this, in photo 2, I showed this, and then why you photographed these things. Okay, and how it describes your life during this pandemic, or how it really illustrates your topic, okay, if you went a different route. So that's going to be your final assignment. It's going to count twice, so 2 project grades. Okay, I tried to make this one a little bit more fun for you guys with using your cameras. This way you don't have to worry about focusing on detailed drawings for your final project. A lot of you are probably going to want to or have already signed up for photography class, so really experiment with the different angles and perspectives when you're thinking about taking your photos. If you guys are looking at the photo in the video right now, you should see my example. So what I did for my photo story, because I actually this is a new project. It's never been done before in my studio classes. Obviously, I've had to adapt my curriculum based on being at home and teaching from home. So a lot of the photos you're seeing in my photo story were photos that I had just taken for the fun of it. Okay, I took these photos during quarantine. They don't necessarily relate to each other, but they are all connected in the way that they're taken during the same time period of my life and explain my life quarantined. So I did try and use a similar kind of filter for editing each photo so that they would all connect. So they all have this cool tone to them. You might not really see it, but they're all cooler. So there's this a setting that you can choose that makes your photos cooler rather than warmer. So if you think of cool colors, you see more blues, greens, and darker colors kind of collaged on top of those photos to make them more of a cooler mood. So I also included a little description that you guys could read. It's really just about why I've taken those photos. And then just, again, on the bottom, I just reminded you guys that, you can do my idea where you're using photos that you've already taken, but it might be smarter and more fun for you guys if you take new photos. This way you could really focus on the angles and interesting perspectives, because that is something that I didn't include in mine. I think that would be an interesting way for you guys to practice photography, especially for those of you going into it next year, is to really focus on the different ways that you can hold your camera and kind of have an object in the frame of your photo, but taking it in a way that maybe no one's seen before. So whether it's from above, from the side, from the floor. Okay, so really experiment with that. So that's your final project. So you're going to pick a topic, pick from the list that I included, or use your life quarantine as a topic. You're going to use at least 9 photos. You can use more than that if you'd like. Then you're going to collage them, or edit them and then collage them. Okay, and these should be clear photos. If you're taking blurry pictures, it's obviously going to be hard for me to see what they are. If you want to do certain settings where you're blurring the background on purpose to focus on, an object or a person. So you're emphasizing that person by blurring the background. That's completely fine. But the whole picture shouldn't be completely out of focus. You want to make sure that you have good quality photos. Okay, and then you're going to submit on Google Drive with a description explaining your photo story and why you've chosen to select this topic and these objects for your picture. Okay, so Zoom hours are going to be on Thursday this week. You will have until June 12th to complete this assignment. That gives you 2 weeks. If you guys have any other questions before Thursday, please just email me. I'm gonna post this right after I finish recording it, so it will be posted Monday. This way you can listen to it on Tuesday, since Tuesday is technically your art day. But again, let me know if you have any questions before Thursday, or jump onto Zoom Thursday at 1 o'clock. I'll post the link on Thursday morning. All right, guys, have a great week.